Hi, in this video I'll be sharing with you exactly how you can trade Deriv step index using my trading strategy. I've received several questions if at all this strategy can be used to trade gold, Bitcoin. The answer is whatever has to do with candlesticks, this strategy is suitable for it. All you need to do, repeat the same process, the same learning on that particular asset or pairs, and then you backtest it. If you have any challenge or you have an observation, you can kindly come back to ask a question where you can get clarity. Thank you for all our new subscribers, and to our returning subscribers, thank you for your support, and I am grateful for all you add to this channel. In this lesson, let's look at how exactly we can trade step index. So, first, remember, we always begin our analysis by determining the trend of the market. So, in this scenario, I'll be showing you two ways you will be doing this. You can use the trend line pattern, right? And as well as you can also use the Bollinger Band pattern. You can use trend line pattern or the Bollinger Band in order for you to do your analysis and then carry out your trade execution. So this is my moving average setting, and that is exactly what I am doing now on my chart. Alright, so having done this, let's look at how do we determine the trend. You can use the Bollinger Band to determine your trend depending on what suits you. And we said if we are to use the Bollinger Band, whenever price is above the middle Bollinger Band, we are in an uptrend. And whenever price is below the middle Bollinger Band, we are in a downtrend. So that is exactly how you can use your middle Bollinger Band or the Bollinger Band to determine the trend of the market. Once you have done that, another way to determine this is by using our trend line. So here is a trend line, and I've connected my trend line. So you might be wondering, how do I connect my trend line? As far as trend line connection is concerned, you need a two structural point for you to be able to connect an effective trend line. Two structural points. In an uptrend, you will need a two higher low in order for you to connect your trend line. So here is my point A, and this is my point B. So I connect my trend line to that 2 points, and then I will now be making my trade. I'll be making my trade entry on the third point, which is point C. So how do I do that? Once I've established this point A and point B structural points, I will now wait for price to pull back to the trend line zone. Now this trend line is being treated as a zone, okay? Because there are instances where price can actually break out of the trend line and still close back inside the trend line, and that is why we call it zone. So I will wait for price to pull back. I'll wait for price to pull back to the trend line so that I can make my trade entry. And just as you can see, price pull back to the trend line. So this pullback you are seeing is what will now confirm my entry. Now the validation of this pullback is now a double confluence. How was it a double confluence? You realize that this pullback, we said for an uptrend to be valid, you can see now that price already pushed to this upside. And then once price is above the middle Bollinger Band, we agreed. When price is above the middle Bollinger Band, we agree that we are in an uptrend. But for us to validate, we want to see price return to retest the zone of the middle Bollinger Band so that we can now buy to the upside. And this retest coincide with our zone, which is the point C, where we are expected to make entry. So our entry is going to be on point C, point D, point E, as often time as price retest our trend line. So in this scenario, price return back, and that retest happens to be around the zone of both the trend line and the middle Bollinger Band. And that is a double confirmation, and then we'll have a bullish engulfing candle inside there. So here is our buy entry, and our stop loss is somewhere here. Now this is how you can do this on a 1 hour time frame. You will need a candlestick pattern in order for you to validate your entry. Let's look at 15 minutes. We want to see a divergence. Beautifully well. Now this is the trade happening on a 15-minute time frame. So on this 15 minutes, you can see that this pullback becomes a chart pattern. So here we have a beautiful bearish flag pattern. So having this bearish flag pattern is now a continuation pattern for us. And look at what happened. Price break out of the pattern, give us a pin candle formation. You can see that. See that breakout, we'll have this engulfing candle followed by a pin bar inside of that zone. And that is exactly our entry confirmation. So see that pin bar, and then you see this engulfing. This become a valid entry for us as far as this pattern is concerned. So now a bullish flag pattern is a buy continuation pattern. You can watch out in our subsequent video. So another thing is, how do we trade this? It's using, we have shown you how you can use your trend line successfully. Another way is by using our middle Bollinger Band. First of all, you can see in this zone, price has already crossed to below the middle Bollinger Band. So what do we want to do? We want to see a retest towards the middle Bollinger Band. And immediately we get that retest towards the middle Bollinger Band, the next thing we had was a bearish pin bar. And that bearish pin bar becomes our entry, and you would have been in this trade massively. So these are very much simple way and strategy that you can adapt. Backtest it on your chart and let me get your feedback. There is more to this which I will be explaining in the subsequent video. And that is why if you are yet to subscribe to this channel at this point, please do well to give this video a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't get to miss out on our subsequent video. And also, if you are interested in the mentorship training course, there is also a Telegram link in the description of this video where you can reach, contact us, make inquiry, and then become a member of this community of traders. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to see you in the subsequent video.